Hello, it's me, the guy. I should turn off this music. I was kind of just sitting here vibing to this disc because it's nice. They've been doing a good job with the new songs. Hello there, Spider Colo and Newfie. How are we today? So, what I wanted to do was, I haven't streamed in a while. How do I talk? Right. So, what I want to do is some work on the 1.20 port for Biome Makeover. Because that's what I need to do. That's why. Hey, it's burning down here. That's fun. Oh, nice. So we are actually on 1.20 already. I'm on pre-release 1 because Architecture hasn't updated to pre-release 2 or 3 or 4, I think it's now out. Which is fine. I don't need those ones just yet. I have already got Biome Makeover running nicely on this update. I've pretty much it's at the state where it is on 1.19.4. So there's not much different. It's just new things I need to add for the 1.20. Such as something I've already got in. If I grab a smithing table, we have our own cladding upgrade for leather armor, and it says all like smithing template, cladding upgrade applies to leather armor, ingredients crude cladding. So you get your crude cladding, and then you get your leather. And then you pop it all in. Need a texture still. You get your cladded stuff that way. That's kind of fun. Then you can wear it. You can also trim the cladded armor, which is a really bad system. Like, it's really hard to make your own like trims and stuff. And I don't really know why, but if I just grab a bunch of, let's go Wayfinder, you can trim all. Oh, I need an ingredient. What ingredient? Let's go emerald. Emerald's a nice green. Put this all in, and you can trim it now. So that's sorted. That was harder than you'd expect. Netherite would be good, but it wouldn't show up very well, so I wanted the green one. I've also got hanging signs. This lovely untextured sign I did before was a willow one. I never said the name for them either. I gotta do that. This guy's having a bad time over here. Is there light in there? Yeah, he wants the light. Oh, I broke his light. Yeah, the trimming's really cool. We wanted to add like crude cladding as like a trimmable material, as well as probably illinite. But I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I can tell, we can't do that without being incompatible with every other mod that does the same thing. Like, you have to overwrite like models and stuff, and hopefully someone works out a good system to do that, because I'd love to do that. Yeah, Bane of Arthropods is a weird enchantment, considering how useless it is. I think it works on the boys in the nether. What are they called? The opening shulkers. It works on those, I think. This poor mansion, it's been here for hundreds of years, but has been destroyed by a lava pool that has also probably been here hundreds of years. What other changes? Oh, I made a really cool change. If you're on a Discord, you might have seen. If I go to a Biome Makeover Ghost Town, and you get stuck in the wall if you go up to the Ghost Town. If there's any bookshelves, there's a chance for them to be replaced, it's not over that side, with chiseled bookshelves, which might have some books in them. Actually, it kind of works the other way. I replaced all the bookshelves in these with with chiseled bookshelves. Then there's a chance for that to be replaced with the bookshelf, because it was just easier. But you can take these out. It's just a regular book. Oh, I got an enchanted one. Smite 1. Yeah, and then the rest of the books. Which I really like that. There should be someone here as well. Oh, all empty. You can... It's very random. There's a very rare chance of getting some good books. I've never got one, but I assume it's still possible. Power 1. This one's knockback 1. I'm getting a lot of 1s. That's a terrible chest. true. It is. I would be a little ghost. Don't think any of these buildings have bookshelves. But yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. The tumbleweed's coming in. To add in. And then another thing I want to add, probably on this stream, is suspicious red sand. Which we will be putting in the ghost towns. And you'll be able to get the plan is some sherds, the pottery sherds, and maybe some other little extra loot. I'm not sure how we're going to put those into the structure yet. There might be some in the roads where it's red sand, or there might be like sort of a ruined building that you kind of have to excavate and dig down and get the sand. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, there's some room for like tweaks on how the enchantments work in the bookshelves. At the moment, what it does is it chooses a random enchantment value. So like you were in your enchantment table and you have 30 levels. That's a level 30 enchantment. It chooses a random level, but it's really weighted towards the lower weights. So you're normally enchanting like between like level 1 to 5, but there's a really slim chance you get like, I think I set it to 20 to 35 or something like that was the top tier you could get. But I don't really want it to be overpowered, because these require no skill to get to. Even like a Minecraft dungeon, you at least have to go into a cave. These they could be rare, but you could just run into one right away, and I don't want to just give the player like, I don't know, looting 3, like, I don't know, fortune 27 right away. So maybe I'll tweak the values, but I don't really want it to be common to get good things. It's just sort of like a little extra thing that I kind of think is cool. Plus, you get the chiseled bookshelves, and chiseled bookshelves are cool. Everyone should be using chiseled bookshelves. What we used to do, which I don't really know if we would do if we were to make this today. Well, even if chiseled bookshelves didn't exist, we use the side of looms as a fake bookshelf. Which I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore, at least. Yeah, it's possible I could make certain enchantments more common, stuff like that. The enchanted books you find in the barrels, they are more themed. If we can find one, this building has one there. This one's piercing because it's crossbow. These ones that you find in here are usually a lot better. Mainly, and I also can't control how many of the chiseled bookshelves you're randomly going to find, so I don't really want to overpower them in case you get like 50 of them for some reason, and then you just fill up on books for the rest of your life. What are the changes? We've got the hanging signs. We got the smithing template for the cladding. Oh, to get the smithing template for the cladding, there's 2 ways of getting this. You can get one from the pillager outposts, which is below me. You're currently guaranteed one. There. Smithing template from the cladding upgrade. This one here, the sentry one, you get 2 of, I think, all the time. Yes, Vertical, it's a random chance of getting bookshelves, or how it works is it starts off as a chiseled bookshelf, and then there is a chance of it turning into a regular bookshelf. It's a pretty high chance. If it doesn't turn into a regular bookshelf, it then has a chance to fill itself up with something, and then it rolls how many books it wants to fill, and then it rolls if some of those books, or each of those books, is enchanted. Then it rolls what level of enchantment it is. So there's lots of rolling and lots of levels, which might be why it's pretty rare to get a good one. So you can get the cladding upgrade from an outpost here, and if we use my fancy command, my pillager command, if you kill a patrol leader, yeah, he will also drop one, which I've got him there. So they're not particularly rare. I don't want cladding to be something that's hard to get, so I want multiple ways of getting it. Yeah, we're always looking for new ways to use our current items. Ectoplasm doesn't have too many uses. Like, you can use it for composting to get soul sand, which is cool. You can also make the poltergeist, which I think is really underrated and more people should use. Do we use it for anything else? I don't think we use it for anything else, but it would be cool to find something else for it. There's potential in the desert update. There could be something we use it for. Yeah, the if you get a composter and some ecto, that's how you spell it. Ecto. Nope. There we go. Ectoplasm. And then you fill it up with some stuff. You put in ectoplasm. And you fill it up the rest of the way. You get soul soil. You get soul soil, that's what it is. So that's a renewable way of getting soul soil. We also had a renewable peat, which I don't think anyone saw, so I might as well show that off now. To do that, what you do is you do this. I should have made this higher. Oh well. You get some water. And then under this, I'm going to break some blocks. Under this, you get some dripstone. Then you get some composters. And you fill up the composter with some blocks. But you don't take it out. And then over time, if we gain raw random tick speed 3000, it turns into peat. So you can always get peat, like whenever now. Because before it was quite rare, which is good because I don't want it to be like, you have to get peat so you have to grow things, otherwise you don't get peat. But this still makes it hard to get. You put a little bit of effort into it, which I like. The Woodland Mansion is one of my favorite structures. When I found out about the mod, I was over the moon. Can't wait to explore and survival. That's awesome. Stone Daniel show is a cool name. Stone Daniel. Yeah, I really like the mansion. It's a great structure. So, I think that's me recapping what's been done recently. So, I want to add something. We're going to add a block. Brand new block. Your Dark Forest update's pretty good. I think, yeah, it's probably my favorite. It definitely took the most effort. Swamp's definitely my second. Kind of each one's gotten better as it goes. So we'll see what happens with the desert when we get around to that. But I'm not sure yet. So I got a new block. For that, I pop into here. All our blocks. Okay. So this is the boring bit. So let's add a block. So public static final registries. Oh no, I can't do this on stream. Block, and we're gonna call it suspicious. Oh no, how do I suspicious? Suspicious. Here we go. Red sand. Equals register block item. Suspicious red sand. How do you feel about your fireflies, lightning bugs, surviving the wild update? I didn't like Mojang's fireflies like at all, and I don't know why people were mad they were gone. They were not good. They were lame. Toads, I am kind of happy to see our toads go in a little way. Because I don't know. I think just the Mojang ones are just so much better than ours. So it's not much we can do about it. I gotta learn how to spell suspicious. Suspicious. What is the block I want? In the Mojang code here. Suspicious sand. Oh, it's brushable block. I was looking for suspicious block. I'm actually just gonna steal this whole thing. Pop that in here. And I don't like how it's done this thing. It will turn into blocks.red sand. And then I will get this all up here. Maybe I should format my stuff like that. I don't know. It just gets big and I don't touch it enough. You love the witch mechanic in Time I was crew. Can't wait to see what comes next. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so this red sand is probably going into the ghost towns. And we'll see what happens from there. It might get cut, who knows? I just wanted something to do. So suspicious red sand, that's all I need to do to add a block, except for all the Jason I need to do, and I don't automate that because I don't really know why. So I'm gonna steal from Mojang, which their code is here. Assets, Minecraft, block states, I want suspicious sand. Take their code here. Well, I just remember, no. Wait, what do I need to do that? Okay, I gotta add my suspicious block into a new thing. Block states, add a new block state for suspicious red sand.json. Pop that in here. Replace all the replace all the Minecraft with Biome Makeover. Replace all the sand with red sand. That's all I need to do for that block. I think for sand, it needs to be sort of more architectural. So I think it'll be like a room, kind of like in the, what do they call them? The desert pyramids. You kind of dig and you find a new room. I think it's going to be more like that for our things. Models, block. I will, for the model of the block, oh, I need to add 4 of these. Okay, it's 9. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start doing a thing here where I make folders. I'm just always paradigm saying suspicious wrong. Red sand, make a folder, and then what I'm going to do is steal from Mojang again. Models block, suspicious sand. Take all of these, pop it into a folder here, and then suspicious red sand 0, suspicious red sand 1, suspicious red. This is what modding is. It's renaming files a lot. And that's just what we do. I'm going to close this because there's a zombie attacking me. And I got to change this as well. So this goes by makeover, suspicious red sand 0. I'm going to copy this entire thing. So I can just change the 1 at the end. 2 and 3. Touch on mine shafts and maybe you could have some tunnels completely filled with sand. Some mine shafts could be an interesting place to put suspicious sand. I don't think we're going to be doing that now, at least. Maybe at some point. But the mine shafts are old and hard to work with. So in the block model, so now we need the item model. And the item model. I need to do this for the block state as well now. Because it's now block. How do I do that? Do I just replace this? Yes. 1, 2. Also, Young does a really good job at replacing the mineshaft, so I don't really see we need to. Greetings from Argentina. You want us to be over. Thank you, Wallaby. Mineshafts and Badlands are actually on the surface. That is true. They are on the surface there. Do you plan on making Biome Makeover armor use the custom model API from Forge? I wasn't planning on it. I don't think it needs. I suppose it could. No, I probably won't, to be honest. That sounds like too much work. I don't think it has a loot table. If I might do a platform specific implementation, if I was to do something like that, I do need at some point to convert the hat models into something that's a bit easier for other mods to work with. But that's about it. Because at the moment they're just like an entity model that they stick on their head. But models and cross mod stuff's always a pain. But I try to add as much data pack support as I can. So do these have a loot table? Does it say no drops? Okay, so maybe I need to add a loot table. So come into data, Minecraft, loot tables, blocks, suspicious sand and grab. They do have one. Okay, they just do an empty one. That's fine. Data, Biome Makeover, loot tables, blocks, new file. Minecraft block. Let's. Do I need a random sequence? Is that required now? Because I haven't added it to my old ones. But I'll do that, I guess. It's no harm. Yeah, now I just need to add the textures in, which Max has wonderfully provided me. I will take that from my file explorer and copy and pop it into assets, textures, block. That'll do for now. And I've added a block. Ghostly item frame. Disappear when holding items, which makes only items visible. That's, maybe. I like the idea of an empty item frame, but they're kind of a pain. I don't know. I'm having issues just with the vanilla. Yeah, renderlets need better support from Mojang, I think. What really needs to happen is Mojang should finish off what they're clearly going to do and finish off their JSON entity models. And then people can replace them and, you know, just do all that thing. I also, yeah, I don't, maybe I could just add some sort of support. I don't know. I haven't even looked at, I haven't looked at like a Forge specific API in so long. So maybe it's something to look at. Do you plan on supporting me when I get down? Yes, I do, Dakota. I would always support you. Hello there, Motivation Companion. Yeah, we recently uploaded a video talking about what we've been up to. If you're interested. We also just released a pretty big update for the mod. Not a big content update, but an update. So now I have my suspicious red sand, which is not going to work, I believe. Oh, it is. But there's a thing I need to do, or else it's going to break at some point. Maybe it'll break when I brush. What's the brush called? Huh? Search brush. What is it called? What's the brushy thing called? I thought it was a brush. This. It is called a brush. Why can't I find my brush? Oh, there it is. Maybe was I in the Biome Makeover tab? Does that screw it up? It does. Okay. Was I not typing brush? Man, I was just bad. I was not typing things. That's fun. So that will work. It's not going to drop anything. It turns into red thin. Nice. It should drop. Perfect. Nice. So the thing I need to do is if I go into block entity type, block entity type. I can't spell, that's why. That's my biggest problem is I can't type. And I do a lot of typing. The problem here, I believe this breaks. So this is the brushable block entity, so the thing that holds all the data. And it has suspicious sand and suspicious gravel here. So I think I need to add in my own block here, which I've done before. But I don't think I've... Is it in my library? Yes, it's here. I just basically need to do this. That's fine. Okay. So I will take suspicious red sand. Dot listen. So this means it will happen after it's up. It's registered properly. This listen block, and what do they call it? I called it block entity hooks. I don't even know if this is necessary, but it feels like something I should do, so I've been doing it. Add additional block entity type. So we need block entity type dot brushable block, and we add in B. Cool. So that will add it to that list and work. Cool. So we got a suspicious red sand. Got to give it its name. I'll do that later. So let's go to a ghost town. Teleport 20,000 blocks away first. Then go to a new ghost town. This is a bad one. This is always the struggle with, oh, it's extra bad. It's got a bone in the middle of it. Oh no. This is the worst one I've seen in a while. I think I gotta look at the bones. I shouldn't be cutting things out like this. This is the worry with the Badlands. You get this stuff and there's not a whole lot I can do. Oh, there's a mine shaft under it. Oh no. Oh, it's darker for the ghosts I get. Okay, that's the worst ghost I've seen in so long. Wow. That's awful. That's Minecraft, though. There's not, like, a lot I can do about that. Like, you get some screwed up villages as well. Like, that's not my fault. I'm gonna go to a new one. Get out of here. In the ground again. Oh wow. It's made its cave. That's nice, I guess. This is better. It's not great, but it's better. So there is actually a thing I want to do in the ghost towns. I don't know if I'll do it on stream today because it's incredibly boring. There's competing churches next to each other. That's good. There's going to be no holy wars here. Oh, look at another one down the road. Wow. So just to give a rough idea of what it could look like, it would be something like, yeah, put these in here. And yeah, you got some sussy gravel. Then you'd come in and then you'd dig up this and you'd get a nice like wine cellar or something. Yeah, I've just been thinking, I think the best thing to do is like a collapsed building or a building and you dig it out and you get something new, like it digs out a building. Because if we go to the structure desert pyramid, because that's what happens in the desert pyramid. I don't think it happens in the underwater ones, just because there's not really much you can do with those. But if we... Here it is. It's like a staircase down, if you dig up all the sand. I think. Or it wasn't the last one I saw, maybe there's multiple variants. And it's got like a room. Yeah, it's sussy sand. And you get like a room under here that you can like fix up if you want. It's kind of cool. So we'll probably do something similar, I imagine. It's more of a max area of thing, but we'll discuss it together and see. Improve that. Yeah, that's that you get a little room down here. The last one I did seemed like it had a little staircase. Maybe that was random or it's a variant. I have a question. Why is Minecraft built in chunks? Why it's just a world with no chunks? Well, what chunks ideally the player shouldn't know what a chunk is. The chunk is just a data structure because it needs to store the block somewhere, and it's just a way of basically cutting down on the work it needs to do. Because if it needs to save a chunk, it just has to save the chunk. It just needs to save this 16 column. But if it didn't have chunks, or the chunks were a lot larger, it would just have to do a lot more work. But chunks is really something that the player shouldn't need to know about. It's really impossible to make this sort of game without chunks. Any sort of open world game has some sort of chunking system, especially sandbox ones where you can change every block. But even like, I don't know, like Skyrim, that's basically broken up into chunks. It's just basically what you have to do. There's no other way to do it, otherwise your computer would explode. But you can make your chunks smaller. There's a raid here. Oh, I think I had the effect. You can make chunks smaller, and potentially that could be faster or even slower, depending on how many chunks you want to view. Or you can make chunks bigger. But it's really just a balancing act. 16 is a good number just because it breaks. Just because the numbers all break up into good things for computers. But you could go like 32 if you wanted, or even like 8. But at a certain point, you get diminishing returns, or it just starts to get worse. That's what chunks are, basically. So we've got our sussy sand. What else did I want to do? Exactly, powers of 2. Okay, I got boring things, or I can work out how sherds work. So sherds is not a made-up word. It's bits of pottery. So we want to add our own ones of these. So I will grab a few, and I think you just put them. If I grab bricks as well. Too many bricks. This one. I grab a crafting table. I think you can just place any 4 like that. Yeah, okay. So I've got danger. Replace that for a howl. Danger. What am I doing? Howl, prize, and a danger. I'll put a danger there and a brick up here. So decorated pot with prize, howl, danger, and brick. And then prize, presumably danger, nothing, howl. Cool. Okay, that's how they work in game. How do they work in the code? So I need an item, at least. So let's have a look at items. It's all the Minecraft items. Sherd. So pottery sherd. Oh, they're just regular items. There's nothing special about them. Where are they used? Loot table, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They're in tags. Doesn't matter. Decorated pot patterns. That's probably what I'm looking for. Okay, so you register a pattern. That's fine. I can do that. And then you add it to this list, which is presumably final, which is fine. I can get around that. Bootstraps here. Register. Yes, just register. Okay, I can add a new sherd. Let's get sherded up. And how does the textures work? That's also the last thing. So it's just probably an item texture. I'm not going to bother looking at that. Items, Minecraft, textures. Where would the textures be? Block. Entity. Where would the textures be? Misc? No. Models? Paintings there. Trims are there. Where are the sherd textures? If we go pot render, decorated pot render. Where do we find the textures? Good question. So it's a material. Pot materials. So if I go atlases, decorated pot. Oh, they're an entity. How did I miss that? Textures, entity, decorated pot. No. Not there. Here. Okay. Okay, here are the sherd patterns. So I got just all of them here. And an empty one. And that's the base texture. Cool. Okay. So I want to add my own one. Let's me. This is completely placeholder and it's not going to be in the mod. Don't worry about it. Then 9 by 16. Is it not? What size is it? 16 by 16. Oop, texture. And let's draw. I probably should have used the blank one. Oh well. Let's fill all this in. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so let's draw a smiley face with a nose. And let's add a little mouth. And he can have pimples everywhere. Beautiful. That's our new shirt. It's going into Biome Makeover. And then I'll save that out to the correct position, which is mod Biome Makeover. Common, songs, main, resources, assets, Biome Makeover, textures, entity. Let's go decorated pot. And we'll call that a derp pottery pattern.png. Okay, so that's in the mod there. Put some green on it like some old leaves. Probably not today. Okay, so now I need to register that at least and add the item. Okay. So patterns, yeah, patterns. Okay, so I need to register it, which is fine. I'll just do that. I'm gonna redo all this soon anyway, so I'll just do it in here with the rest of my items decorated. And they call it, what do they call these? Are they just strings? Ah, that's new. How do I register that? What does the register actually do? Registry or registry? Ah, I haven't seen a string registry before. That's fun. Registries are decorated pop patterns. Cool. And we will public static final registry supplier string. And we call derp pattern equals decorated pop patterns dot register biomemakeover.id for derp. Do they just call these? They call them the full name. Derp pottery pattern. And then a supplier for a string, which is again derp pottery pattern. I'm wondering if my text is going to load or I need to sort that out myself. Registry, and they just call these resource strings create. Yeah, okay. That should work if I do pottery. No, decorate pop patterns dot register. Okay. Add small butterfly particles to the flower forest. That's not a bad idea if we get around to the flower forest. Imagine flying ectoplasm ball to summon a ghost. If you hit a target with it, said ghost will take that target. That's not a bad idea. We'd probably do something else like to make that happen instead of just use the pure ectoplasm though. What am I making? I'm trying to just see if I can add a new pot pattern. So now I need an item. I don't need a new item. I can just use any other item. Okay, so now I need to put myself into this map here, which they do here. They use the resource key. Okay, so I need a mixin here is the quickest way. So what a mixin is, it basically just injects into the vanilla code. Again, I'm going to be redoing all this off stream. This is just my testing. And then I will grab, what did they call the map here? They called it item to pot texture. So I want to inject at, let's go, the tail that's at the bottom of the method equals the class init, and that'll let private static void on class init. Oh, back in CBI. That should be it. Inject this. That happens when all this code happens. Make scarab beetle patterns. That's something we'll probably look at when we get to the desert after 1.20 is out. So I need to add a resource key, which I can do easily for my own things. But the problem is this, I assume, creates an immutable map. Yes, it does. Cool. So I need to make that not immutable. Was it item to pot texture? So I can edit that now. And I will change it from final to at mutable. So the fun way to do this is to just overwrite the whole map. So we go item to pot texture. No, we grab a new map. So make a new map, and their map is a item to resource key of a string. New, there we go, equal new maps. We'd make it from a previous map, so I can just go item to pot texture. Is that what we do these days? I'll just create a new hash map. There we go, map dot put, and we'll use bm items dot, let's use ectoplasm. And we need a resource key, and they create those. Just like this, I can do that myself. Resource key to create a pop pads, new resource location. I'll just swap this out for the same thing I did at the top here, which is this one. And that should work? Question mark. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this will work. We'll see. Some renewable way of spawning the adjudicator. I don't think I want to make the adjudicator renewable. The renewable way is to go find a new mansion. There's nothing that the adjudicator drops that you really need. The only thing really is, well, it gives you the enchanted totem, which is cool, but it's not like necessary for anything. And then there's the adjudicator banner, which I understand on a server would be a pain maybe if you got lots of people going for them. But again, it's not necessary. Hey, why don't monsters eat ghosts? They don't taste very good, I imagine. What's the next biome you're makeovering? We talked about that in our last video we uploaded. We're doing the desert, which is soon. After we get... Oh, it crashed. It's not present. Yeah, that's fair. I can't use ectoplasm here. Let's use... let's use items dot... Let's use a slime ball. They taste like sheet. That is true. Yeah, monsters don't like sheets. Maybe we could make like a vacuum, like a Luigi's Mansion style vacuum, and you could shoot them back at people. I have an hourglass that I stole from work. I just knocked it over. It's a very small hourglass. It's not exciting. Yeah. Well, the problem with making the adjudicator like respawnable or something is it's a lot of work for very little gain. If it was easy, I would have done it already. Maybe at some point, but it's really not. I think I don't care enough. I don't care how many other people care. I don't care. Is it before or after beach? We're not doing the beach anymore for now, at least. Maybe in the future. We kind of cancelled the beach one because we didn't want to do it. How do I? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. Whatever I was doing didn't work. But why is the question? So let's go. I assume it's a recipe. Rated pot recipe. So, is untamed decorated pot ingredient? I didn't put it in the tag. That'll do it. Easy fix. We find that tag in the data. Tags, items, decorated pot ingredients. I need to add shirt as well. Brick decorated pot. Oh, okay, so I just add to decorated pot shirts, which is what I'll need to do. Data tags, items, paste that in there. I also want to make sure I do replace is false. And we add our slime ball into there. Everything should be renewable. Well, it's not. You're not wrong. Like in an ideal, no, I don't know. It's a hard situation because I don't. What's not renewable in vanilla? Not much. You're not wrong. Because you can refight every vanilla boss. But the idea behind the mansion, or like our initial goal, is you could take it over for yourself. So I don't want it to just like respawn. And it's not like it's some sort of like ethereal being like the Wither, which you construct, or the dragon, which is like this mythical beast you resummon. It's like how do you resummon an adjudicator? Like the thing I thought of, like maybe there's a raid around the mansion and then they take it over again, but then that kind of stops you just playing nicely within the mansion now. So I don't know. It's a lot to think about if we could do something like that. Can I make my dirt boy now? No, why not? I want my dirt man. Decorate pot recipe. What's going wrong here? Is Untank's decorate pot ingredient? It is. Or is it? No, it's not. I put it in the wrong folder. That would do. I put it in the Biome Makeover folder instead of the Minecraft folder. That'll do ya. This is also mod dev. Knowing very small intricacies of the game and knowing what's wrong. Maybe we have to start. Yeah, well, then the problem with that is it only makes sense for the adjudicator to come back if you lose the raid, which you don't want to force people to die because hardcore players, and like it doesn't make sense for them to just appear in the mansion if you lose, if you win. I mean, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't mind it being a one and done thing. You can go and find a new mansion. Yeah, I do struggle to think of a way to respawn him that fits the game well, to be honest. You breed him out of villages. Slime ball. Oh, that's a slime block. Slime ball. Right, come on. Work this time. Yes. Okay, I got dig robot, slime ball, slime ball, slime ball, slime ball. But I don't have the texture. Why don't I have the texture? Is that because of the atlas? I don't know how these work very well yet. Decorate part time to decorate. So these get put in their own. I think if I add my own source, it doesn't override the old ones. Do I need to put? I don't know how these. I'm gonna try some. I don't know how these work like at all. Um, I have an atlas. What's this atlas? Do I use it for signs? I don't know if that works. Uh, oops. No, this is what I want. Do I need to add my prefix onto this? I'm gonna try it without. Again, I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe some other mods I can steal from another mod. But I don't know off the top of my head how these work. Do I need to add like Biome Makeover to the front of this? I didn't hear. Does this actually do anything? I don't remember adding this. Hmm. We shall see. If it works, that's going to be great. But if it doesn't, then that's fine. I'm gonna work out how this works more, which is the story of my life. But the fact that I'm save this when I have slime in my inventory. Save. Okay, that also didn't work. Okay, fine. Let's look at the renderer and see what's happening here. Get material. So here it's not getting added to material. If materials now, then we get the bricks. That's what's happening now, I believe. I believe we're getting it's not finding the texture, so it's dying. I'm gonna add biome makeover here. Let's see what happens. I gotta look it up on the wiki. Let me look it up on the wiki. Texture atlas. The Minecraft wiki sucks, by the way, for this sort of thing. It's like full of like half true things. So hopefully this works. Texture atlas sprite sheet. That's not what I want. I think predefined texture atlases carriers. Who cares about moon phases? This is not what I want. Oh, wait, yes, it is. I know it's not. Atlas. Well, I hate how the Minecraft wiki is laid out. Atlas, texture atlas, box based, paintings atlas. I don't know how any of that works. I gotta find like the original snapshot they added them because it makes sense there. I remember reading it and thinking that's cool. Because this is not slimy. Slime. Let's give me a bunch of these. Okay, so that's still not working. Good. Big scary scorpions chasing out of sand. That's always. I do like things popping out of sand. Yeah, outer gardens aren't renewable. That's true. Outer gardens are also weird. So how do texture out work? Do I put this in the Minecraft folder? That could be it. Assets Minecraft atlases. Then what's the signs one doing? It's just not doing anything. I have my sign textures working. Yeah. So I don't know what that sign is up to. That's probably doing nothing, to be honest. So I'm going to copy this, put this into the Minecraft folder here. And I'm going to get rid of this signs one just for now. Sponges are in a weird spot in Minecraft because they're not like the most like overpowered thing in the world, and they're useful, but it's really hard to get them, so no one uses them. So I wish they were easier to get. We should be able to make them with coral or something. If we ever get round to some sort of ocean update, I assume we will look into sponge. Why is that on the wiki? Minecraft wiki is the weirdest stuff on it. I just saw a. Hold on, let me bring it up. There's a tutorial for building a micro shelter. Like, that's just putting blocks down. Why is that on the wiki? Just build it yourself. I feel like following instructions for that kind of defeats the purpose of the game. So this is still. Why is it? Okay. Decorate a pot, Jason. By making a decorate pot. Minecraft asset resource pack atlases. When was that thing added? It must have been for 1.19. I just want to know how this thing works, but nobody tells. There's nothing on the internet. Technical features, that's what I want. Tailored permutations, respect format. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Must have been before that. 1.19.2. 1.19.1. Scope, that's all chat reporting stuff, chat types, components, game events, server 1.19. Must have been a 1.19 then. Java edition 1.19. Added. Additions, changes. I don't know. Maybe I give up on this for now because I don't know what I'm doing. How do I load textures? I thought I did it correct like twice. Let's Google that. Okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So I want to call that a half success for adding my own custom sherd. I gotta look at how to use texture atlases because I did it. I don't know. I did it at one point, but I don't know anymore. Because I remember playing around with texture atlases, but now I can't find any of the documentation on the texture atlases, so now I'm lost. Such is life. Yeah, I might actually just call that for the stream for today. It was about an hour-ish, I think. Yeah, an hour and 2 minutes. Which was successful. I always say I want to stream more. I don't know if I do. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe some more 1.20 stuff at some point. But the only things I need to do now is basically stare at code for like 3 hours, and I don't want to talk while doing it, so I'm just going to end the stream. If you're curious more about Biome Makeover and like you want to keep up to date on things, join our Discord. That's the best place. I believe there's a link in the description. Hopefully, if not, go find it. I'm not your dad. Yeah. Go find our Discord and chill in there. All right. Goodbye. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your evening/day.